Hi there, my name's Mara Lee. I'm a local broker, and if you're thinking of moving to Seattle, Washington, perhaps you're relocating or you're getting a job transfer, well, you've come to the right place because I'm going to show you everything I know about all of the suburbs around Seattle, what they have to offer, how much it costs to live there, what are the prices of houses, how long does it take to get to Seattle from this particular town, and would it be a good fit for you? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So if you have some particular questions, I can answer them for you. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to talk about Anacortes, Washington. So I have some notes here, and this is some information, especially if you're thinking of relocating. Anacortes is considered a coastal town. It's actually on an island, but we have a couple islands around here, like Camano Island, where you wouldn't even really know that you're going on an island because it's a bridge. And the water might just be a small little inlet outlet that sometimes comes in and out and fills up with the tide. So Anacortes is one of those towns. It is very north. If you want water, views, boats, trails, and a slower pace of life, then this is one of the most special places in Washington, I think. I've been here a lot. I had a brother who lived up in that area, and we travel to the San Juans every year, and we take the ferry, and these are the San Juan Islands. They're in the Puget Sound, and you can only get to them via ferry. And Anacortes has one of the major ferry routes. So we go to Anacortes a lot. So Anacortes is located on Fidalgo Island, and it's in Skagit County, like Burlington and Mount Vernon. It is surrounded by the Puget Sound. It has the Rosario Strait and the San Juan Islands. So it's connected to the mainland by bridges, which we had mentioned before, and no ferry to get to Anacortes. You know, there are some islands in the San Juan Islands where there's not even ferry service. You have to have somebody drive you, somebody take you in on a boat. And I've had a couple people call me from out of state who want to go look at a home on one of these islands because, yes, they're beautiful and very affordable. But number one, you need a boat. So number two, I'm not going to take you there unless, you really know what you're doing, because I don't want to have you be disappointed and have us go through all the trouble of renting a ride, which is not cheap, and organizing all of that, and then getting out there and having you go, oh, I can't do this. There's an island off of Everett, Washington, which would make you closer to Seattle and Bellevue and Everett, Boeing. It's called Hat Island, and that is boat only, no ferries. I've never been there. In fact, almost everybody I know has never been there. But I did have somebody go on there recently, and she said it was amazing. There were even cars on the island, which I thought there were none. But there's a store, there's gasoline. I guess they do it like once a week? So there is some really remote island living if you can make it work for you. We've got it here for you. Let's look at distance and drive time. That's pretty important. So Mount Vernon, which is a major hub, and I'm not talking like LA or Seattle. I'm talking Mount Vernon. I don't know, but it's the biggest town close by. And it's 18 miles. And then there's Burlington as well, which is very close to Mount Vernon. Burlington, you would, both of these towns, you would head east to get to I-5, which runs north and south. So Anacortes is west from I-5. Everything else is probably east. And then you go east to go to Mount Vernon and Burlington. Burlington's a little north of Mount Vernon, and it has all the big box stores and a hospital and things like that, medical facilities. So does Mount Vernon. Then you can go down to Everett, which is 50 miles away. Seattle is 80. And what's wonderful, what's really close by to Anacortes is Deception State Pass Park. It is amazing. It's like one of the 7 wonders of the world. And there's a beautiful bridge that connects the mainland to Whidbey Island. And that's Whidbey Island is where we have the military base and things like that. So that's very close to Anacortes. So when we go over there, I go at least twice a year. I leave Marysville, I head up north on I-5, I go west towards Anacortes, and then I go over the Deception Pass Bridge. I go on to Woodby, we shop, we have lunch, and then we catch a ferry back to like Mukilteo, and then drive back up north. So it's a circle. Anacortes is more remote for sure, and that's part of the appeal. It is a self-sustaining little island, and it's a nice little town right there. I know there's a Safeway. There's like a couple main streets. There used to be some cute little coffee shops and candy shops and things like that. So why do people choose to live in Anacortes? Well, the water views, the outdoor lifestyle. You've got everything you need. Small town coastal living, definitely, and a slower, calmer pace. That's what we're looking at with living in Anacortes. It attracts retirees, remote workers, definitely boat owners, and professionals who value lifestyle over commuter trains. What makes it special? There's marinas, beaches, coastal trails, and ferry routes. You feel very insulated from the sprawl and the overdevelopment of the big cities, and there is a strong community identity. People stay here for decades. So what does the housing style feel like? It's mostly single-family homes. There's some cottages. There's definitely view homes on the hillsides, because Anacortes is not just level, there's hills, like a lot of Washington has hills. There is limited condos and townhomes. There's very little large-scale new construction just due to the geography and zoning. And many of the older homes are very well kept and remodeled. So let's look at home price range. We're looking at starting at $500,000 all the way up. I like to say sky's the limit, but usually about $3 million. And economics, income. The median household income is approximately $80,000 on up. Employment right in Anacortes comes from the oil refineries, healthcare, maritime industries, and remote and professional work. Incomes support the home prices. So if you live there, you're going to be, you might be working there, and that helps the community. What do people come to Anacortes to do? This is definitely a destination town. I went up there with my niece once, and I'm in Marysville, and I want to say it's a half an hour to Anacortes. We went up there because there was a furniture place that made custom-made couches, and I was looking for a new couch, sofa, Davenport, whatever you call it from where you're at. And we drove up there just for that. Yes, we did. So people visit Anacortes for the boating and the sailing, whale watching, oh my gosh, ferry access to the San Juans, kayaking and paddleboarding. I've mentioned this before. If you haven't done it, you will once you move here, because if I can do it, you can too. And fishing and crabbing. It's a launching point for all of our island adventures. Beautiful Anacortes. So Anacortes, the outdoor and recreational highlights is Washington Park. It's known for its panoramic water views, sunset, and camping. Deception Pass State Park is one of the most visited parks in the state. It's amazing, that bridge. I've walked across it so many times, and I actually most recently went under it on a boat. Miles and miles of maintained trails, which is something we all love to do here, whether it's raining or not. You'll find us out there walking the trails. We have forest, shoreline, and cliffs overlooking the water. You can hike, bike, walk daily without leaving the beautiful town of Anacortes. Let's talk about ferry access, big value. Anacortes is home to the Washington State Ferry Terminal. Direct ferry routes to San Juan Islands, Orcas Island, Lopez Island, Friday Harbor. This makes Anacortes a hub for the island life without living on one of the islands. What do the residents love the most? I really wanted to hear what they had to say. They love the views. the water, the islands, and the mountains. It's quiet, there's fewer crowds, less noise. They love the community. It's very engaged, very local focused. If you want to get involved in a community, Anacortes is a great place to do it. And always the feeling that you're very near to nature. That's our Anacortes. So, what's some of the local secrets and insider vibes? Hidden beaches. A lot of our places have hidden beaches that are not advertised. I found one myself recently. I was like, oh, so excited. Neighborhood viewpoints with unbelievable sunsets, small cafes and seafood spots that are community staples, and morning walks with sea air instead of traffic. Things that relocators should know. Housing inventory is limited. I don't sell there very often, but also I think it's location. Not a lot of people can live in Anacortes. Let's just say it. We've said it now. Less nightlife, but you can come down like to Marysville to the Tulalip Casino, and they've got wonderful live bands and nightlife. There's fewer chain stores, but you can go to Burlington and Mount Vernon, 20 minutes away. Longer drives to Seattle, but that's just how it is. And you would trade in convenience for your lifestyle. And most residents are very happy to do that. So people don't move to Anacortes to be close to everything. They move here to be close to what matters to them. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And don't forget to subscribe today so you don't miss any posts. You get all the new updates. I can answer any questions you have. It's absolutely free. And I also want to thank you for stopping by my channel, Living in Seattle Suburbs with Marilee.